Okay, good morning, everybody. I'd like to call this public meeting to order. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gahan,
Here.
Mrs. Magnata,
Here.
Mrs. Gatto,
Here.
Mr. Tobin,
Here.
Mayor Bannon, and Mrs. Frabel are excused. They're on vacation this week.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Seeing that there is no one, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our June 11th, 2025 meeting.
Motion. I'll second.
Motion and a second on the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it, and the minutes have been approved. I'll entertain a motion to approve the vouchers from June 12th, 2025 through July 9th, 2025.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been a motion and a second on the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the vouchers have been approved. There are no bid openings, Ralph, correct?
No.
Okay. Number 7 is discussion items. First up is the Land Bank property disposition update.
Okay, to date, the Land Bank has conveyed 393 properties countywide. In the city of Scranton, we've conveyed 276 properties, with 7 properties currently pending and 4 properties, well, actually, it's 2 properties to be acted upon at this meeting. Just to break down by areas of the city, in West Scranton, we've conveyed 80 properties, in South Scranton, 68 properties, in North Scranton, 73 properties, in Greenridge, 24 properties, East Scranton, 19 properties. We've conveyed 3 properties to the city of Scranton. We've conveyed 3 properties to United Neighborhood Community Development Corporation, 5 properties to Scranton Lackawanna Resource Development Corporation, 1 property to Ronald McDonald House. We've conveyed 61 properties in Covington Township, 19 properties in Carbondale City with 1 property pending. In Vanling Borough, 1 property conveyed with another property pending. Feld Township, 4 properties conveyed with 2 properties pending. Troop Borough, 2 properties conveyed. Scott Township, 16 properties conveyed. Thornhurst Township, 6 properties conveyed. Jefferson Township, 2 properties conveyed. Dunmore Borough, 2 properties conveyed. Archibald Borough, 3 properties conveyed, with 2 properties to be acted upon at this meeting. And Blakely Borough, 1 property conveyed.
Okay, very good. Any questions? Okay, thank you, Ralph. Next up is the Blight Task Force update.
I don't think we really have anything to report at this meeting.
Okay.
Can I just,
Yeah.
Commissioner, one thing, I saw that, what is it, the trailer, NeighborWorks trailer parked at the Washburn Street Cemetery. Are they working on that again, like volunteers, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, there's a volunteer group. They actually formed a nonprofit, and they're permanently maintaining the cemetery now. So yeah, we lend our mobile toolkit to them for some of their larger cleanups.
That's been an eyesore for that.
Years.
Put on the news, no?
Years.
I mean, they're trying to do a lot now, but I was just wondering, because I know some of the programs were stopped for various reasons.
Yeah, there's some great volunteers working over there now just to keep it all clean and maintained.
Thanks.
You're lending the tools to them?
Yep.
Very good.
That's great. Thank you. Advisory Committee, Property Acquisition Disposition Discussion.
Okay, if everyone wants to take a look at their Lackawanna Land Bank property discussion. The first property is a property located at 8th Avenue and Fellow Street. We received a property purchase application from Robert Jones, Phyllis Jones, his wife, and Richard Jones, his son, for the property at 8th and Fellows Avenue. They plan to clean up the property and maintain it, and eventually planning to build a home on the property. There were no additional applications received, and they submitted an offer of $500 for the property under the property purchase program. The next one is a property at, actually the address I have here is wrong. It's 118-120 Hollister Avenue. Parcel PIN number 13505070020, and received a property purchase application from Zorora Almonte, who resides at 2239 Main Avenue, and it's adjacent to their property, and they just want to clean it up and use it as green space for now, and they submitted an offer of $500 for the property under the property purchase program. The next two properties, we received a request from Dan Markey, the Archibald Borough Manager, to purchase two of the above repository properties. The borough plans to use these properties to access and maintain some retention ponds in the area. In the past, we've had assisted municipal land bank members, Archibald is a member of the land bank, to acquire repository properties for the minimum bid cost of $150 per parcel. And I don't know if everyone can make it out there, but they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But they really want us to acquire them and then convey them to them. Does anybody have any questions on those four properties for today? Okay. Again, these properties will be acted upon by resolution today. Okay. The next, go ahead. Oh, yeah. Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the advisory committee had a chance to review all of these and would recommend you move forward with them.
Thank you, Ted. The next property we're going to talk about is we received a letter from Attorney Ed Skakiti on behalf of a property owner that purchased this land from the Land Bank a few years ago, and now he's having some financial hardships and wants to sell the property. In the past, the board has given permission to sell properties under certain conditions. And at this point, it looks like the owner is meeting those conditions. So the new owner has been, well, the prospective purchaser has been fully vetted and, so doesn't owe any municipal fees or taxes or anything like that. So he'll be selling the property for $7,940. And he has submitted all his bills for any improvements on the property. The only thing that would be left to do is give us a copy of the deed that says that the new owner cannot sell the property for 5 years from the date that the former owner purchased it from. And also, we'd like to see a copy of the settlement statement to make sure that all the back taxes that the current owner owes are paid. So I have that on the agenda for today, and they wouldn't get a letter until a letter to granting them permission until we see a copy of the deed and the settlement statement. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Is everybody okay with that?
So our approval of this is based on the conditions?
Right. And once he does some, your mic is off.
Sorry.
Okay. Once he does that, Joe and I will review, the deed and I'll, if the board wants, I'll send it out to the board as well.
Okay.
And then I'll get that letter together and you can sign it granting them permission.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, that's about it for today.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
Okay, next up is the action items. First up, resolution number 25-021. This is approving the acquisition of additional property from the tax claim office repository list of unsold property. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make the motion to approve.
Is there
I'll
a
second.
motion and a second on the question?
Still one. I know I'm not on the board. Ralph, we corrected the address on the ones we're gonna sign. did the 118-112 instead of 120.
Okay, but that's not on the resolution. Yeah,
Oh,
I think that the one on the resolution is correct, you know? Okay.
That's
118, 112.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on the resolution.
All right. I'll correct that.
okay. That's all I just wanted to-
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Okay, any other questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution number 25-022, approving the conveyance of certain land bank-owned property under the Property Purchase Program. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
On the question? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution number 25-023, this is granting permission to seller convey a property previously acquired from the Land Bank under the 5-year property retention policy after certain conditions are met. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
On the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Resolution number 25-024, this is approving amendment number 8 to a legal services contract. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
On the question?
Commissioner, can I just say something about that?
No. No, I'm kidding, go ahead. Of course you can.
All my years of practice in law, this is one of the best things I ever got involved with. We're actually doing some good in the world, and we're operating in the black.
Right,
How many government entities can say that?
right.
So,
And we appreciate your,
and the best is yet to come, I hope.
yeah, absolutely. And thanks for a great job. I think Ralph
Yeah, thank you.
speaks very
Ralph,
highly of
too.
you as well.
I said, well, if you ever retire, you can come up to our office and barrel.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been approved. Opportunity for the public to address the board. Seeing that there is no one, directors, other business, land bank property reassessments.
Yeah, this is, Pat and I have talked about this too. Pat, do you have the list too?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
the list as well. I've highlighted.
Yeah,
just didn't have it
I just thought that, the board should look at the new values that were placed on, the new market values that were placed on some of our properties. And I don't know how we should proceed on some of these. I mean, some of them, the market values are just too high that we'd never be able to sell them. So I think we have to, and some of them are so low that, as you know, we get half the taxes for them too, that, we want, so I think they have to be looked at. And
So would this be a case where our legal representative would go through the formal appeal process? What do you think?
Unfortunately, that is the case, Ralph.
Okay.
Because I went all through the law books trying to find a way for us to make simple tabular changes for the land,
Right.
but we just can't do it. The only way to do this would be to appeal, do a formal appeal.
Could we do, I hope we wouldn't have to pay $35 for each appeal. Could,
That would be up to the board. I mean, right now, that's the process.
okay,
But, I mean,
Is there an exception for like governmental?
land banks or?
there's no fee for exemptions for tax exempt organizations. And are we a tax exempt organization?
We don't pay taxes.
Right,
I don't know
okay.
if we're
Well, yeah,
considered,
all right. So,
we are a tax exempt, we're not a nonprofit.
I would move that there's no fee. Joe, do you see a problem with
I
that?
don't see a problem with that.
Right.
The other issue is, do we have to file 59 separate ones?
Unfortunately, yeah. And we'll set them all up consecutively with the boards. And,
I understand.
right, and most of these are in Scranton, correct?
Yeah.
And they're gonna be,
And some of them on the list that here are already in the process of being, just a few, are process of being sold
Okay.
too, okay? The only one that's still on the books here is Carbondale, the one at 118 Archibald Street, that's in Carbondale.
Okay.
And so,
All right, well, we'll schedule all of these with our main board, and I say that only because our main board is familiar with the land bank and what
Right.
they do, including
Okay.
Martin Duffy, who's a member of our main board.
Okay.
And I think they would understand what we're trying to do here, and we don't want to encumber the land bank in the sale process.
right, and I think Marion said that she could be a
Yeah.
help to us too, as a,
Okay.
as a,
For me on my end, I can give you things that have sold.
Okay, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, because that would be beneficial during the process.
Right.
I can't do an actual market analysis, but I
No.
can provide comps.
Sure, sure. Okay.
Okay, so what's the next step then? Joe, you
We'll
will,
have to file appeals.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
okay,
Ralph, will you draw them up and I'll review them?
not a problem.
And I believe the applications we have online are fillable, so you could just do
Yeah.
it on your keyboard.
Right, yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you stuck around as the solicitor?
Yeah.
for that?
Right, now you are.
No, that's all.
There's
I knew-
59 appeals.
I knew this was coming.
No,
up.
I'm kidding.
And yeah, I looked at this every way I could.
Right.
And the law books are pretty clear.
Okay.
The only way to lower an assessment is through a formal appeal. Only a board of appeals can formally lower an assessment after a countywide reassessment.
Okay,
I know in the past that when John Foley was, in your city, there were a couple where properties that the structures were taken down.
Right.
Vacant.
Right,
And they
and-
were still showing a structure
Yeah.
on the assessment. Those were done in-house.
Yeah, well, that's all legal and above board.
That's,
If someone tears down a house in
Clerical error,
in
basically.
Oliphant, yeah, I mean, we take the improvement off. That's all legal,
Right.
and that's all
yeah.
on the up and up.
But those were the only cases where they were adjusted in-house, so to speak.
Right, right. And we also weren't doing a countywide reassessment at the time, which is slightly different.
But some of these numbers are way out of, we'll never be able to sell.
Yeah, right,
That defeats the whole purpose of what we're doing.
right.
Pat, deadline to file is?
August 1st.
August 1st. Okay.
no problem.
Okay.
We'll get that done.
Okay. All right, anything else under directors other business? No? Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
A second?
On the question, our next scheduled meeting is August 13th, 2025 at 11 a.m. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.